Okay, I'm going to start off by reading 4 different moods that I noticed and different characteristics of that. I have upset, happy, nervous, and sad. So people who are upset, I noticed just observing English and comparing it to ASL a little, they'll like have closed arms like this, or they'll just be more closed off in general, and you can just tell by their body language that they don't want to talk or they're not open to talking. You'll usually have a furrowed brow like I was just doing, a loud voice, they'll usually be yelling at you, or in some cases, it depends on how upset they are. Social distancing, they'll usually step away from you, they won't be as close, they want to separate themselves from you. There will be less variation in their pitch. See, I talk with a lot of variation in how I talk, and usually if you're upset, you're going to be straightforward, you're going to not change the way you sound a lot. And there's going to be bigger gesturing. If I'm mad, I'm going to be throwing my hands everywhere. If I'm happy, I'm going to have more of an open stance, I'm going to be more inviting, it's going to look like I'm happy, and that's another thing, I'm going to have wider eyes when I'm happy. I'm going to have a higher voice, and I'm going to be closer to you, most likely. It depends on if you want personal space or not. It's going to be more effortless gestures instead of big, loud, sharp gestures. Like if you're upset, it's going to be smoother, effortless ones, and you can tell you don't have to think about it because you're just happy. And there's going to be more variation in pitch. So my voice is going to be all over the place. And nervous, I said you usually have like a timid posture. You're like, it's closed off, but it's more scared than upset. A lot of times you'll have like darting eyes, so I won't be making eye contact with you. You'll just be looking all over the place, barely making eye contact like that, and I'll have a quieter voice. If I was nervous, I wouldn't want to talk very loud. Very little voice variation. I'm not gonna put in the effort to sound happy if I'm nervous. And there's not a lot of gesturing, if any at all. And there's gonna be wider or saggy eyes. Like if I'm nervous, I'm either gonna be darting like this, or I'm gonna be looking down. And then if I'm sad, a lot of people they're closed off completely. If I'm sad, I'm gonna be hugging my knees, I'm gonna be closed off completely. Usually they have a crackly voice, or they're stuttering a lot, and they're gonna have sad eyes, which are very droopy. And usually they make poor eye contact, or at least I do. And everyone around me, I've noticed, usually doesn't make a lot of eye contact when they're sad. They don't want you to see them sad, and they have a soft voice. They talk like this. And there's really a lack of gesturing. You're not gonna do a lot of movement at all. And then for my writing portion, I said that ASL relies on expressive elements more heavily than spoken languages typically do, like English. In ASL, this is a part of the language, but in English, this isn't something that you're taught. English, for example, you aren't going to be taught this in a class. I was never taught that if someone is smiling at me, they never told me that that means they're happy. It's just something you really pick up on. But in ASL, it is so exaggerated because you don't have this spoken communication that you have to teach it. Like in ASL, I would tell you how happy I am with my eyes, and I'd do big expressions, and that's how you know I'm excited. I'd be jumping up and down, and I'm happy. And let's see, ASL is sort of like a dance when speaking, like you're gonna be moving a lot, and English can just be spoken, or it can be similar to ASL in that sense, where it is flowy and dance-like, but it really just depends on the person and the emotions. Like, it all depends on that person's body language. And since we're all humans, I believe that expression is going to come in every single language, but ASL, it's just more common because it's something that we are taught to do. It's something that without it, it's really hard to read, and it is hard to read in English as well, but I can talk to you with no emotion and you'll still understand what I'm saying. ASL, not so much. So that's my project. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day.